Day. Today we are here with the Demi-Surgeon, and that is the first time that I've had to say that live, and I had to stop and think about it real quick. Previously known as Ocelot the Embalmer, we decided to change the name for a little bit of ease of use, and it's a little bit more catchy. So I think we're gonna stick with the Demi-Surgeon. So for those of you that aren't aware of what I did or what I do and why that name was the way it was before, I am a funeral director, mortician, and embalmer. Potato, potato, same thing, really, depending on where you live. An undertaker. So the demi-surgeon in general was a kind of a nickname, which meant half a surgeon, which is more or less exactly what a mortician is, because we have to do what I would like to think in fancy terms is post-mortem cardiovascular surgery. You have to know the ins and the outs of the human body and anatomy, and know where and what to raise in terms of vessels, arteries, and veins in order to complete the embalming process. So that being said, I felt like this was probably a little bit more politically correct in terms of names, to kind of throw myself out into the world a little bit more. We are still the same great Ocelot the Embalmer on the inside, but we're going to change the name, and hopefully that doesn't confuse a whole lot of people. So we're here with the same great stuff, just a different name, and I hope you appreciate that. So for those of you that have been my loyal followers thus far, thank you so much, everyone. And for those of you that are new and perhaps stop into this stream either now or later, if you like what you see, please follow the channel, as well as check out the YouTube channel, which was Ocelot the Embalmer, but is now the Demi-Surgeon. We are going to be continuing on as per normal, and oh, that's the army backing me, as per. So what we're going to do today is a little bit of Minecraft castles and cathedrals, of course, because that seems to be a big thing, and we're just going to carry on with that. So that being said, we have been working on a number of different projects on this Gelding Quad and myself. I'm hoping that he'll be on a little bit later, probably still at work, and we're all real, you know, real people that got real jobs as well, so we'll wait for him. But there's a couple of things that I'd like to accomplish today, sooner rather than later. So if you can't tell, oh, this is a good sign. This is a good sign. I was concerned. Alright, so to give you folks a little bit of a breakdown, what's been going on, we had, I'm going to turn the comments on before anyone pops in here. So what we've been doing is we've been working on the castle, we've been working on the cathedral. Gelding Quad really has been shoving the cathedral, you know, into hyperdrive, and it's probably the biggest building I've ever seen in Minecraft, built in survival mode. It's nowhere near being completed, but it's a good ways into the making. It's been a long time in the making, and those cats squealing is going to drive me absolutely crazy. But so we've been working on the cathedral, we've been working on the castle, which has grown in size exponentially in the last couple episodes. But as well as we started getting into more AFK farms and stuff like that, which you can see in front of me. There's plenty of YouTube videos on people showing you how to build these. I've made 3 in the last little bit. To the point now where I don't need any tutorials. I could just build this with my eyes closed at this point in time. So an issue that we were having with these iron farms, this is an iron golem farm, is what this is. So an issue that we were having was they were spawning outside of the limits of the farm. According to, you know, research over the last, you know, 3 weeks that we've been dealing with these things, they should not be spawning outside of it. We've done everything to make sure that they spawn inside of it, but they're not. So that being said, it turned out that we were getting a little bit of a bug from the other villages that we were making within the castle. So within the castle, we had, our main, population, we'll say, that was part of the marketplace that we had built within the castle. We had a group of people that worked in the marketplace. We had all the workstations in one centralized location, and that's where everyone was, and that's the way it was. So we started to branch off. I made the first iron golem farm outside of the castle, a fair ways away, personally, I think. It was outside the walls. It was a minimum of 100 blocks away from the nearest person. But what we were having happen was the people that we used for these farms, these fellas, not these ones specifically, but these fellas in general, or people. Can we say you people? I'm sorry, John Cherry, but so these folks that we have in here, in the other ones, were not registering these as the village. They were still registering the old village, which was in the castle. So in order for golems, potato, to spawn, they need to have an X amount of villagers within a certain amount of area, and they'll spawn within the center, which is the whole premise of this design, is to make it so we have two opposing forces, essentially, of villagers. They should spawn within the center of this thing, which is the whole purpose of this water. So they spawn somewheres in here, and no matter where they spawn, they get flushed down there. I'm not going to go down there, because I'm going to die if I do. But, so we were getting villagers. We had plenty of villagers to consider these things technically a village, but they weren't being attributed to this village. They were being attributed to the village that they were at before, and there didn't appear to be any amount of distance that would rectify that. So we ended up eliminating the villagers and restarting, completely wiping out the entire castle workforce, as cruel as that sounds, and restarting everything. So we got the golem farm number 1 to work well. It worked very well, actually, and it was good until we made the breeder farm on the opposing side of the castle. And then that's when things started to get real wonky, and we had to start all over with every farm that we had. And so I decided that, okay, and if you watch the past videos, you'll kind of see bits and pieces of this, but I said, okay, let's move the iron farm further away so there's guaranteed no issues, because we needed the breeder farm for a lot of things. Yeah, I was going to say, get out of here, buddy. So we moved it farther away. It worked-ish, but they were still spawning outside of the area. In fact, the golems were spawning like half in and half out of the blocks, and they'd be just stuck with their heads sticking out of the floor. So you gotta go manually kill them, which, by the way, makes these people not like you very much at all. It makes them very unwilling to procreate, perhaps? So that was an issue that we had. So Iron Farm 1 worked well until it didn't. Iron Farm 2 took me forever. It took me like 12 hours to get the thing to actually function properly, because the cats were spawning in random places underneath the ground and blah blah blah. That's the woes of survival mode, is I can't make the perfect place without taking a phenomenal amount of time. So I was getting tired of it, and Gelden Quad essentially said, you know what, let's go do something else for a while, because we're going to drive ourselves crazy with this. So, okay, I said, and so we got all suited up. We found an underwater temple, which is this thing right here, an underwater temple. This thing was a labyrinth when we get into it, and it didn't spawn correctly. Oop, easy. Close the doors on you. So this thing, this entryway was the entryway into the temple. Well, guess what? It didn't spawn an entryway. It spawned solid bricks here. Now, guess what? If anyone knows anything about water temples, there's a curse upon you when you get in here, and you can't use your pickaxe. So what we ended up doing, and funny story, so over here, It's actually on the opposite side, but you get the point. Right here, 1, 2. These 2 blocks were missing over on that corner, that far adjacent corner over there. That was what they considered an entrance. They were hidden from the outside, they were hidden from the inside, and there was like 1 block area that you could get out into the ocean. So what we ended up having to do was we took netherrack and we built an area out here, just outside these doors, and put a door in, just like we did here. And we were able to clear it out of water so we could breathe. And then after about 40 minutes of picking with this stupid curse, we managed to bust through 2 levels of brick in order to get in here. Oh, the golem farm is working. That's a golem, Iron Golem. I'm gonna call them golems, so get used to that. So, it appears as though, ooh, look at that! I like it when it works. That's a good sign, because it wasn't working last night when I finally just stuffed the villagers in here. So anyways, long story short, we ended up finally getting into this place. We cleared it out, we found tons of sponge, and then we had the idea, well, let's turn this into like a fortress of some sort that we can use. So we got our fancy pickaxes, and we drained this place of water, made it so nothing can spawn in here, hence all the torches, because we were under the impression originally the zombies and everything couldn't spawn in here because it was considered underwater. Well, that, my folks, is a lie. They can, they will, and they will do it in concentrated form. So that's why there's all these torches around. So we get this all cleared out, and we're like, yeah, well, this is great. It's a long ways away from the castle, a very long ways, and hopefully we'll take a trip to the castle here shortly just to show you. It was a long ways away. There wasn't really any need to turn this into a secondary castle temple kind of thing. So we got the idea, well, let's put another iron farm here. There is nowheres for these folks to spawn golems other than in this place right here, right? There's nowheres else because, you know, 10 blocks below this is just water and then the bottom of the ocean, right? Like, it's kind of up on stilts, these temples, right? So actually, I'll show you right quick. Yeah, come on. So yeah, so that's it. Ooh, easy. You kill me. Stop that. So that little bit of down part that you've seen was actually this part, because this is the floor. But in order to make the killing chamber, I needed to dig down. So in order to dig down, I had to build down as well. But that made it a lot easier for me to control exactly how and where that went. So this is all new. This used to be the floor. I built this little bit of a tunnel, stairway down, and that is the way over to the center. That's the toilet hole back there. So the golems spawn in there, they get toileted down into this little tunnel, which also has water, exactly leading to this one block. So they'll get pushed into the lava, they'll burn to death, they'll die, the golems will, and these hoppers will collect the iron, in which case will be put in here. So I don't hurt the villagers' feelings by killing the golems myself. The lava does it, which apparently is, you know, not considered friendly fire. Oh, look at that, a zombie spawned in here. So that kind of rectifies the situation of not pissing off the villagers. And it's a lot more AFK, right? So I can just stand here in the corner, and eventually the game decides, okay, the village needs golems. And it'll put some in. It'll put 1 in, depending on how many villagers I have. So I have 7 in each of these tubes, right? So that should give me 1 golem. This village deserves 1 golem. That's the premise here. So when he spawns, he should spawn in here. He'll get flushed down. He'll die, and then the game will decide the next time that it checks the status of the village, oh, it needs another one, and it may or may not spawn one. So it's a little bit up to chance. It checks every 1 in 7,000 ticks of the game, which I'm not entirely sure what the tick means. I think it's 7,000 times per minute. Look at that. Alright, so we found a problem, folks, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad that we had this happen right now, because this shows the problem that we had the first time. This cur right here should have spawned in there, but he decided, no, I'm going to spawn out here. This is problematic, you see, because he is not going to get flushed down. I will show you the idea of what this is supposed to do. Okay, I can lead him in here with the lead. Not the end of the world, but it takes the AFK out of it. So he gets flushed down there, and then he comes down this tunnel to that lava. You see the flames? Ooh, there he is, getting cooked. Alright. There he is. And down comes the iron. Boom! Iron ingots. That's how you get iron ingots in a farm. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So these being a little bit of a pain. I'm not 100% certain why exactly they're spawning outside of this farm. Still, I've made the perfect area for these people to spawn, and it's still not doing it, which is annoying, right? So this is exceptionally annoying. I'd like to see exactly where he's spawning, and yes, I assumed that it's a he, and that's because it's my server and I say what they are. But they always tend I don't know what it is, because the first one we made worked flawlessly. The other two that we've made have not worked nearly as good. What I ended up doing for the first one and the second one, however, and I was hoping that I wouldn't have to for this one, was build a second platform, or a second layer, out, to make it almost twice as wide. So it was behind this, and that way if they spawned here, they would get flushed on top of here, and then drop down into this, and continue on their way. That was the idea. But the idea is that if I made this block 18 by 18, filled it with water, source blocks on all the sides, and then you build the corners up like this, little arrows, and then put source blocks up there to kind of give the corners the push down towards the center as well. And then you put 18 beds underneath that, take the blocks out from underneath the beds, and then put 18 composters on each side on top of the beds with a 3 by 3 by 4 tall pillar that's hollow in the center with the villagers in it, 7 of them. They should spawn here. Right here. Guess what, folks? They're not. As we've just clearly seen. So that's where we're at. So I'm gonna try to see. This is like catching Bigfoot. Every time I turn around is when they spawn. They don't like to spawn when you're looking in that particular area. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Is we're gonna wait. We're gonna see, and hopefully, hopefully, they spawn in here. Because if they don't, I'll be a little upset. Just trying to think. Because, I mean, in order to make this one more level, because this is still easier working than making this outside somewhere, right? Because I have a very large flat surface. And now that I've built the down part, the only thing I would have to build actually is the up part. And I'll kind of give you an idea of what that would look like, right? So we could build it So water only goes 8 blocks, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, that's about 8. Alright, so we would do this all the way around the whole thing. 8 more blocks, right? And then what we could do is we could put trapdoors on top of these, so if they spawn here and they're getting washed down into here, they don't... Are you gonna make a liar out of me? I fall on these all the time, thank you. So the golems don't spawn in there and get stuck. Why is it only that one? Am I a joke to you? Am I a joke? Okay, so anyways, you get the point. So then we wall it up, and then we would do like this, and then you could put the water on there and it would run towards the center. Same concept as in here, just one more higher and one more further out. Easy peasy. Really, it is simplistic, especially when all I have to do is punch a hole in the floor and I've got an unlimited amount of water, so that makes it a lot easier instead of trying to run around trying to find, you know, 70 buckets of water, because that's the biggest piss off of being in survival mode, is you gotta make everything and you gotta go find everything, and then so that's what takes the longest. But anyways, I digress. So I'm hoping that's not what I'm gonna have to do. I might end up having to do that, to be honest, though. That's kind of what it's looking like. So if that's gonna be there, that's gonna be there. I might have to move that stairway back a little bit. See? Look at that. Right there. That worked perfect. That's what we're looking for. So it could be 1 in a million spawns outside of it. You never know. You don't know where they're going to spawn. You just give them the parameters and hope to God that they follow them. So I'm excited that this is working perfectly. I'm not 100% convinced that if I was to walk away from this game and come back that it would continuously be working. I'm not 100% on that. But you see what's going on. So, really? What are you doing, bro? That fire. Yeah. Cook! 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 There we go. I accidentally put one of the fires somewheres where I shouldn't have put the fire, so I ran out, and I haven't built a new one yet. Anyways, since we started, 11 ingots. That's fantastic news. It's a good start. Because, I mean, we haven't been on very long. And this was not operational when I shut the game off yesterday. So, that's the thing. So, for those of you that may be watching this after the fact, or those of you that are watching this on the PlayStation Network, and I just unfortunately don't get the notifications to see that, if you have ideas, hints, or tricks, or anything like that, or if you want to see something built, made, manufactured, or just gameplay in general, feel free to drop a comment both in the box. You can private message me on the PSN at Revolver Ocelot 4X. All capital letters and number. You can't have capital number, unfortunately, but you get the point. Or Twitch, YouTube, whatever platform you're watching this on currently. If you want to see something in the next episode, or currently if you're watching this live, go ahead and drop that down. I love to interact with the individuals that are part of the community, and especially when they have awesome questions about what I do for a job. That was half the reason that I started doing this. 1, I like to play games. 2, I like to talk to people. I have the gift of the gab, as my father said, and trust me, he's a talker himself. And I like to educate people on what we do in the funeral industry. Now, my teachers heard me say industry, they'd be upset with me, but that's neither here nor there. Well, we could discuss the politics of that later. It's not an industry. It's a service. But yeah, that's that. So if we've got, see, it's totally sporadic because we had one over here and we had one spawn right in the corner over there. You don't know where these guys are going. You never know. Now there was an issue with the other ones that I was hoping I would be able to rectify, but I'm still trying to figure out how I'd rectify that if it comes to the fact that I have to build this second tier. I feel like it's better safe than sorry, just build the second tier and get it over with. Because with the second farm that I made, I kind of said, whatever, and I built the sides out, like the ends where the villagers are, because they tend to spawn close to the villagers, when that shouldn't be the way it goes according to the wiki. But anyways, they started spawning over here, and I was like, frig that, I'm not going to build that, I'll just drag them in whenever I walk by the thing. But since this is so far away, I feel like it'd be a good idea, if I end up doing the second tier, to just do the whole thing all at once and get it over with. How are you spawning in here? There is more torches than humanly possible. I need this. Don't you hit me. I don't have any weapons. That's a big spooter. So is that the bow of Christ? Yay. So we'll take that. We'll take them arrows because we have unlimited on that. Infinity, sorry, that's what it's called. You get me point. So we'll pop that in. Whoop, easy. We'll drop him like a bad habit. Oh, he knows. He knows. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to hit, but sure, we'll go with it. Hitting that sucker was like hitting the broadside of a barn, apparently, but I digress. So that's that. That's that. Let's see how much resources I have left when it comes to this. Because we used a lot of it for the castle. Or, sorry, the cathedral. We're making the roof out of it. You know what? You know what, folks? For the sake of my well-being, let's do it. Let's build this. Let's build this up. Let's heckin' do it. We'll see what happens. Worst case, Ontario. It doesn't work, or it's not needed. Right? Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this one. So that should be it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Yeah, right? Yeah, right? Sure. So we'll do this. Since we know the dimensions, we'll do this a little bit more streamlined, perhaps, potentially. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go... So this is different now. See, this side is actually going to be longer, and this is where we ran into issues. And I just ain't smart enough to figure out the math. I'm just kidding, but so we have... I just gotta... The glass is hard to see sometimes. So we have 1... Yeah, we'll go off this one. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've totally lost count. It's been a long day. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do this. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll make it this big. Maximum of 8. There is no minimum. So that should do it. So essentially what we've got to do is bring that over until it meets this. Right? Right? Right. Right? I just wanna pan this out for a quick sec. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I just wanna... Oh, for God's sakes, come on. You fecker! See, this is why I'm doing this. Give me no choice. Get in here. Time for a swim. Thank God you can carry them around with leashes or whatever. Get in the hole. So yeah, we'll do that up. Like this. This. Yep, like that. See what happens. I have to be careful. Thankfully, we got sponges now because I made a calculated error last time that I built one of these. And I ended up making the entire contraption still water, which meant they just splashed down in the water and it was like a puddle. They didn't move. There was no flow. And that was a phenomenal piss off because I had to empty the entire thing from water. Well, guess what? If it's still water, it's an infinite water source, so you can't. So what I ended up having to do is I had one this size plus this size, made it all still water because I put the water in the wrong place. I had to fill the whole thing in with dirt and then take the dirt out. So if you have sponges, they're a lifesaver. Now that we've raided this place, we have stacks of sponges, which are a godsend. So we'll be using those suckers for shizzle. So what I'm gonna do is this, and this, and then we're gonna build this, and this, because we're gonna put the source water on that, same as there. And hope to goodness that they don't spawn in this area so they get stuck, because usually they get stuck there. There's less places for them to screw up. Can't make it perfect. Unless we made it high enough that that was above it. But when we get into that, we get problems. We'll try this first. We'll try this first because I think I did that for Iron Farm number 2, is I made it this high, not this level, a level up. So this was actually floor level, and they just scooted on over it. But then I ran into issues with them spawning half in there, because then there was enough levels underneath these. They actually thought this was spawning ground, so they'd spawn in there. Anyways, I haven't found a material in which the iron golems will not spawn on. I've tried slabs, carpet, just not giving them the area to spawn. They'll still spawn in the middle of blocks, which is annoying as shit. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll do that. So that's 8. Yeah, we'll do this. I mean, worst case scenario, we'll get a knockout. I forget what I did on the other side. I get yakking and then I forget. Whatever. Whatever. Alright. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. So we'll... Where are you? I don't like you. We're almost out of pickaxes too, so that's why we're doing that. So we'll pop that down. Come on. Where's the end? I know it's here somewhere. There's the end. That's the spirit. Oop. Oop. Chicka chicka boom boom. So we got that. And we will bring that. We are using a phenomenal amount of this as resources. Geldon Quad's gonna kill me, but I don't care. It's what it's here for. I not only wanted to make the farm in here, but I also wanted to make it look like it belonged here. So, we've got stacks of this shit. I mean, we're probably gonna use most of it. Not gonna lie, but we're like halfway built it, ish, almost. I mean, closer to a quarter, but you get the point. It's meant to be, okay? The biggest annoyance is trying to gather the resources. In order to do some of the extravagant things that we've been doing, it takes a really long time. You know, when you want to build a ton of stuff. Because one thing that we want to do is make an underwater railroad. Similar to an underground railroad or a trolley cart or system. But we wanted to make it underwater, like a glass tunnel. That's a cat. Just a cat. So we have that. Easy. Oh, easy. So as well, if you folks haven't seen yet already, or noticed, we are using the fantasy texture pack now. Kind of works a little bit better, because we weren't using anything at all to begin with for a long time. And I tried the fantasy texture pack and found that it worked really well with the whole castles and cathedrals thing. The textures just look really good, in my opinion. I did want to try the natural one, so we may do that yet. But for now, this'll do. And if you have a favorite texture pack, throw that in the comments as well. And I'd love to know which ones you use and why. I'm always looking for gooder ideas. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, this one's gonna be problematic. Not really though, when I think about it. Right? Because, I mean, we can only make it so far out, and if we can only make it so far out, they may just not spawn there. So, but my concern is if I make this 3 walls, you bet your bottom dollar they're gonna spawn right here. But the door's there. So I may end up having to move the door up. Entryway is not like the most pressing thing, right? Because I do have a hole in the ceiling. That's kind of how I get in quickly, is I just jump into the water. That's also how I get the villagers in here, is I boated them over using leads. You can put them in boats and then you can drag the boats around with leads. Even on ground, by the way, it's a really easy way to move villagers. And you can just build up and they will go up an incline. That was something I found out accidentally. So anyways, that's how I get the villagers over, is I built that flush with the water and then drug them into the hole and down they came. And these are the breeding pens, because I only brought 4 villagers over and I needed 7 in each of these. So I brought 2 pairs over, fed them carrots until they were happy, and that's how I get the rest of them. So that's another thing. if you folks are thinking of building such a contraption yourself. And this is, by the way, the latest PlayStation 4. Ooh, you mother licker. I don't like you. I don't like you one bit. Those things are the end of these. I will tell you that right now. Vile, vile creatures. I have strong opinions on creepers. If you can't tell. So yeah, that seems about right. Now, another thing that I was thinking of too, when we're building this, obviously we're putting the source water blocks against here, right? So it runs down towards the center. That's the whole premise. One thing that I've noticed in the other ones that I've built with the second story is obviously water's going to go against here, and that's going to be it. So there's going to be a dead spot in front of them because water's not going to go through the glass, obviously. It's common physics, folks. So what I was thinking of doing is if I did this, right, so that's going to be our actual floor. What if I put another stack on top of that and did source water blocks this way and that way? And that way the water would rush this way and down. So if anything spawned in front of it or behind it, and I'm wondering if I did that on the same on the front, I could get water that went this way and then down. I'm not sure how the water physics works, and I didn't want to try it before because if I screwed up again, revert back to the talk we had about the dirt, which is enough to make a grown man cry. And you have to put like 4 stacks of dirt into a thing and then remove it just as soon as you put it all in there. That's sad. That's real sad. But I have sponges. So we'll do that. Alright. Oops. Okay, fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't need strings. We need beds, because we're inside. So, fight me. Fight me in RL. Let's make it to here. That's the best we can do. Really. I mean, from where we've put it, that's the best we can do. So we'll do that. Do that. I just want to give myself a brief outline of what this is actually going to look like. And I'll take these stairs down. That was just for me to get up on the top, so I can drop food down onto them to get them in the mood. If you know what I'm saying. The villagers don't breed without a little bit of provocation. Ooh, do I have some cobblestone? Do I have cobblestone? I don't think. Oh, yes, I do. Perfect. I have sticks. I need to make another pickaxe. My diamond one with mending is almost destroyed, so I need to do some XP farming in order for me to be able to use that one again. So I have so many enchantments on it, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg to repair it. Like, probably 40-some levels to repair it. If it's anything like that shovel I did for Golem, which costs like 30-some levels, which is no easy task to get. what's that? I'm just gonna be careful when I'm taking these torches out. I'm gonna get mobs starting to spawn in. Like that spooter. I see you over there, spooter. That was too low. Wish you didn't come up and tell me every time. Like, oh yeah, that's your bow. Well, thanks, Tips. I know that. If I was curious, I would have asked. I would have gone into the inventory and be like, oh, what's this? You're right in the middle of a combat scenario in Minecraft, and you're like, oh shoot, I gotta get my weapon out, and you pull it out, and it's got a list in front of your crosshairs, and it tells you exactly what it is. Like, shut up and get out of the way, I'm trying to... Get out of my room, I'm playing Minecraft. Ooh, I gotta be careful. What's in here? Okay, is that good? Is that good? Is that good? Okay. I need these a little more responsibly than the last ones. I've punched a hole in these before, and all my villagers get out. Fine. Alright, cat. Looks like you're living in there. Whoops. That's fine. Everything's fine. Undertaking of the iron firm. I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to have a purpose to this video when I started it. I just wanted to play some Minecraft, do some live streaming. But, you know, I feel like if there's a lot of people that want to play survival, and they want to figure out how to make legitimate farms, sure, you can YouTube it. It's great and dandy and stuff like that, but if it's live, if somebody stops in and they're like, oh shoot, yeah, you're making that thing that I've been trying to make but it never works properly. I have done so much trial and error with this particular thing that I am fairly confident in what I'm doing. Look at these. See? Get the freaking text out of my way. I'm trying to snipe over here. Oh, okay. Must be a real bad wind inside this building or something. Anyways. Getting all salty. Getting all salty and sweaty over here. Easy, what are you doing? For God's sakes, I do that every time. That. We're going to take that there. We're going to get rid of these because they don't need to be there. Build that up. Yeah, see, you're getting the right idea there, fella. I'm a lot more confident with this design than I was the last ones. Just because the area in which I'm building it is a lot more controllable. So this is like a worst case scenario. It's like that first one that we've seen. And spawn inside, then we're going to be covered. We don't have to be constantly watching this thing. I hate skeletons with a passion. Hey, stop it. Drop. Thank you. That solves that. We'll check out the logistics of those stairs here in a second. That might have to be an underwater excursion all on its own. So we'll do that. Do this. Can't forget that part because that's the part I forgot last time. And guess what? Still water. He's not even interested in it because he just wants those villagers. That's the funky thing about them, is they get real hard on for just one particular enemy. Alright. Alright, that should do it. I'm just trying to think, is that... I could build that. I think I might end up building that back out a little bit. You know, just flush with that, maybe. Just give me one more block of entrance. I feel like that's really all it's gonna need. Ooh, I don't think so there, fella. Not today. Not on my watch. So I can put that in there, that in there. A lot of this stuff is just random stuff that I've picked up and by accidente. Don't need that. That. We'll keep that just in case we break something. And this is what we want. Yeah, I hope you're not in a hurry, because we got messages to show you. My dear God. Look at that. We've got unlimited amount of ocean right here. Nice. So this is one of the many perks of building this shit here. Personally. So we're gonna start with the corners first. Just makes it a little easier. So it should run right to there. Actually, that's gonna work a lot better than the last one. So that is gonna go towards the center. We'll put this here. That's gonna do the same. Perfect. I made the last one a little bit too big, so there was some dead spots in the corners. But I think I've made this one absolutely perfect. If I do say so myself. So that should... Mother liquor, I spoke too soon. Look at that. We may have to make this one a little bit shorter. But this is why we're doing this test run for. Yeah, we're gonna make this one a little bit shorter. How many shorter? 1, 2. Yeah, we'll make this a little bit shorter. I think that'd be a safe bet. Okay, so that's why I like to check the corners first. The corners are the ones that usually give you the most issues, especially if you're trying to do this either A, by memory, or B, trial and error. Which is kind of what I'm doing at this point now. The other side's a lot narrower, so instead of breaking this whole thing down, get rid of him. He's just being annoying right now. Get out of here. So we've built that. So let's make this. We're gonna make this the end. This is where the water's gonna be. Boop. So we'll do that. We're gonna break this. Get that out of the way. We'll redo this corner because the other side's a little bit shorter because of the door side, right? So that side is not the side that we have to be worried about in terms of water distance. In terms of spawning distance, that's yet to be seen. So, so we'll build this corner here instead of back there. And that should reach. Okay, I want to see something right quick. if I put one here? Where is that one? Here? Yeah? Here. Okay, I want to move this one over. We'll see what happens here. Perfect. That's actually exactly what I was looking for. Okay, this'll work. This'll work. So we're off to a good start. Nope, we're gonna keep that. Because I got some fellas that are gonna be causing me issues here. So we're gonna fill that up with bouquets. There we go. Oh, you got beef, pal. You got beef? What? Okay, sure. Sure. Forgot to build this corner up. And smash. There we go. So I'm gonna build this up with water. It should throw me right into the bottom like that. Okay, so it's working so far. Ish. Kind of. The corners. Yeah, we'll see about the corner. But anyway. You get the idea so far. This and there. Yeah. Working noise. So we'll clean that up after we're done. But I am pleased with how this is coming along so far. Yeah. Ooh, not today, fella. Trying to sneak up on him. You see him trying to get me? Not today. Okay. I was gonna say, get out of here, bro. I'm hoping that once I have all the water in here, those guys won't spawn. If they do spawn, it won't be my problem for very long because they'll just get flushed into the killing chamber. Gotta think of a different name for it. Maybe the tactical disarming chamber or something. Yes, this is looking good. Not only is it effective, but it's pretty. And really, that's all that somebody could ask for, right? Okay. Yeah, we'll clean those stairs up here in a second. More important things to do, Mr. Cat. That. Make sure I didn't miss any, because I think I did. Right there, which one? That one. Perfect. Easy. I was gonna say, don't you dare be an iron. So I'd be a little upset. I'm gonna turn this whole thing into a lava pit. That's what I should have done. Just turn the whole floor into lava. Anything that walks in here is dead. Put that in there, put that in there. I'm gonna take these stairs out real quick. This. We can kind of see what's going on with this. Oh yeah, I forgot I hadn't even filled this in. That's okay. That's fine. Crisis averted. Just like that. It's like nothing ever didn't happen. Boom! Okay. I'm just gonna keep my eye out for creepers and stuff. Come on. Thank you. That's not a bucket of water. Honk honk goes the silly goose. Sure. Sporadically mashing buttons at this point. Okay. We're getting there. This is the longest part of it all, really. Just filling it with water. But once we do, no cat will be safe. We'll be flushing cats left, right, and center. As a side note, folks, if you are interested in this particular farm and you have not built one yet, or don't feel the need for one, if you ever feel like you need string, this also is a more effective string farm than it is an iron golem farm. Because iron golems don't spawn at a high rate. Depending, sometimes you get lucky. I've had great luck, and then I've had terrible luck. But as you can tell, cats spawn left, right, and center, and cats drop string. So if you need string for a particular project, whatever that may be, you get stacks of string out of these suckers. And I will show you. So, ooh, we're up to 17 iron. But we've got 3 string, plus I've been taking it out. The cats have been spawning outside of it right now, which is why there's not a lot of string in there. But we're going to rectify that. We're going to go and we're going to wipe out the outside cats. And all the new cats are going to spawn in here. They should. There might be an outlier cat, but I doubt it. Hey, thank you. Let's see. And I gotta do this before I get stuff into that hole, because that would be bad. There ain't no coming back from there. Actually, since that fire is empty, I would be able to go down through there. I just don't want to take the chance. to be honest. If I'm 100% honest with you, I don't want to take the chance. Give me that bucket. Give me that bucket, boy. Boom. Whew. This is the job that never ends. It keeps on going on. My friends! I'm just kidding. Once upon a time, I could sing really well. Believe it or not. And then I took an arrow to the knee. No, years of chain smoking and military abuse to the body. Probably puberty had something to do with it too. But long story short, I can't anymore. I certainly try. But little known fact, I was actually in a musical once. And it was a great musical. I did it as a joke once upon a time. And turned out not only was I good at it, but I loved it. I had a great deal of fun. I'd always been in drama and stuff like that when I was a kid. I just liked the idea of acting. I always had a kind of an overactive imagination, I suppose. So anyways, I decided to get into drama and a musical because the voices in my head told me to. And anyways, it was The Sound of Music. And I played Rolf, which was the male boy turned Nazi bad guy that... It was a good guy that turned bad and then turned good in the end. So... You know, geez, I'm just thinking about that. That's been a long time ago. Now that I think about it, that was 11 years ago. Easy, easy, easy. Oh ho ho! You freaking kill me, mister. I was not prepared for you, love. I was doing other things there. Okay, perfect. We will go fill up our buckets. 360 dope scope. Oh. 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 Oop. Oop. What? I'm talking about hitting the broadside of a barn. Those things are so easy to hit. And I how you say, dinked it. See? I'll take care of you right quick there, buddy. Yep, that's a bow. That's a bow and arrow. That's not a bucket. They both start with W, so you can see while I got them mixed up. It's like that Dr. Seuss book. Is it Dr. Seuss? The bee book. Big brown bear, big brown bear, blue bull, big brown bear, blue bull, yellow baboon, big brown bear, blue bull, yellow baboon, biking backwards. Anyway, I'm sure somebody knows what I'm talking about. I swear I'm not having an episode or something. This just in, the demi-surgeons lost it. Talking about blue bulls, and you gotta be careful when you're saying that as an adult. Oh yeah, I was telling the kids about, you know, the blue balls, and they're like, sir, you can't say that. blue bulls. Bulls, sir. Tell them about the blue bulls. Are you sure about that? Dun, dun. I'm Chris Hansen. This is NBC Dateline. Okay. I think that's it, folks. I think we've completely built it. Yee. So what I am gonna do, I'm just gonna fill this in. Stop it. Because if I knock this down, then my luck is they're gonna spawn down in there and not gonna be able to get up. So if I just fill that in, if by some chance they do spawn on here, there's a pretty good chance that they're just gonna end up walking into the water. Does that make sense? I'm sorry for you, those of you that are sensitive to cats. I should have warned you. This is Minecraft. They're not real cats. I don't do this in my spare time. These cats are means to an end. There we go. See, it was quick. And they spawn in here now. So that's a good thing. So that's what we were looking for in the long run, is the cats to spawn in there, and then we're good to go. Right? So we don't ever have to worry about there being too many cats for golems to spawn in here. And that's that. It's just constantly spawning cats. Let's see if Gelding Quad is on. He doesn't appear to be. There is people online that I haven't seen in ages, though. Ooh, easy there, fella. You come at me in that aggressive manner. Let's put them buckets away because we don't need those anymore. Mama, take these buckets from me. I don't need them anymore. It's getting hard, so hard to breathe. Got a bucket on my door. I don't know. Didn't say it was an acapella singer. Gosh. Right there. I'm just roughly guessing edges and centers of this thing. There. That's about right. I'm pretty good at guessing at things. Except life choices. I'm really not good at that. Just in case you folks are looking for advice, I may or may not be the right individual to speak to. It's a joke, by the way. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm actually really good. I'm a good listener, I think. When my tinnitus isn't acting up, at least. Okay. That should do it. Those cats spawning in there? 'Cause if they are, I'll be mad. See, they're still showing as farmers, which makes me believe, you know, they're still attached to these. Because I was concerned that with the water over, And once I started doing this, I started getting into weird, buggy problems. And that was another thing that I was concerned about. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do this. But I did. So fight me in RL. And we'll leave it at that. Okay. That should do it. You know, that should do it. So apparently this still... Oh ho 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 ho! Because I don't have 2 campfires. They're getting flushed, but they're surviving. Oh, I'm sorry! Did they yoink some of my iron? I thought for sure there was 18 in there. They're still spawning in, which means this is still functioning as a village. Which means there still should be golems spawning in. But again, sometimes this thing works better when you're not around. For some reason, it seems every time I turn my back, they spawn. Or if I'm out of the immediate area. So I need to make a campfire to make sure that the cats that go down the hole, because that's all the campfires are for. They're not for the golems. They're for the meow meows. In order to make sure that the meow meows get properly taken care of, we need campfires, and I don't think I have the stuff to make them. I need that, and I need sticks. I need sticks. There's a stick. Probably not gonna find any dark oak around here. Let's see what easy. We need sticks, some sort of wood, and coal, I believe. Cold. Yeah. Jungle log. Acacia? Is that how you say that? I don't know. Stripped oak wood. So, okay. So what we'll do, go find some wood. Easy peasy. We'll go find some wood. See what kind of day it is. What time of day it is, I should say. Oh good, it's night. My favorite time to be out and about. Down in my boat there, fish. He's gonna laser me. I don't want to be lasered by that fish. And there's a creeper. Get out of here. Thirsty little fecker, wasn't he? He really wanted me. But he ain't having it. He ain't having it. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I don't even know why you have that, to be honest. Get out of my boat. You're lucky. Get out of here. Get out of here. They want me so bad, they're just going ballistic. Alright, so there's some wood over there. Let's go get that wood. That's woody enough. Woody enough for me. Look at that. That actually might be dark. Bounce, 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 bounce. Is you a pig? I could use a ham. Pork chop. It's as easy as that. Running low on fuel. There we go. Now we're not. What kind of wood is this? Spruce. Perfect. Gonna do this. That way the tree completely despawns, because that drives me ballistic when that happens. All you see is the top of the tree. But if you take out all the wood from the tree, then the whole thing just kind of falls apart and despawns. Which is nice. Easy. Okay, that should do it. Does I has bone? No. Sorry, Paparino, I does not has bone. Back to the farm. Yeah, we'll call it the farm from now on. It's like, oh, where's Yeller, Dad? Oh, he went to the farm. There he is. So I just built up, to be honest. Splish splash, I was taking a bath. Let's see if we have any coal in here. I don't think we do, actually, to be honest. It's all charcoal. Maybe we can build a fire with this? I'm really hoping so. Yes, we can. Perfect. And now, this time, Mr. Surgeon, please don't put it in the wrong spot. Look at this. Perfect. Just as nature intended. You're a wily one, but not wily enough. Look at them all. Oh, kitty cat. What's new, kitty cat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're gonna learn today. Oop, easy. There, that's what I was looking for. We'll put that one more block up. There we go. Perfect. The screams of cats are delightful. It's a delightful sound when you build one of these. Ugh. It's like wild cat hunting. Look at them all. Look at them all doing cat things in there. You shall not spawn. I don't know why you're spawning. friggers spawn everywhere. It's like there's nothing you can do. That should do it. I mean, that cat's fighting pretty good. Like he's putting up a good solid effort. But I don't think it's gonna work for him. I think in the end it doesn't even matter. Yeah, there they go. Look at them all. Perfect. That's what I like to see. All right. I mean, I haven't seen any iron golems spawn in a while, so that's troubling. But and then you get that one cat. Ooh, bugger. Yeah, there we go. That sweet release. Let's check this. Sometimes they spawn when you're not here. Nope. Nope. Maybe I'm just being very unlucky right now. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What am I doing? Ugh! I just wanted to put one of these right here so I can jump up. Look at him. He's fighting it. He's fighting it. You'll make a mistake. You'll go down the hole eventually. You'll go down the hole eventually. Oops. Friendly fire. Yeah. I'll teach you. Nope. Cat saved. This guy's getting saved by cats left, right, center. Holy smokes! 3 unnecessary casualties. I mean, in comparison to the way that they were going to be disposed of to begin with, it's probably better. But who am I to make that call, right? Okay. Get out of here. Yeah. Too busy trying to laser me. Pay attention to the road there, fella. Ooh, gotcha. Okay, that's it for now. So what I'm gonna do, because I think I may know what's going on here. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Please be 7. I'm gonna grab some more carrots at the castle just to throw in there. Because I'm not 100% on the amount of village. I mean, I could go in there and dump a bucket of water and flush them all out of that hole that they're in into the breeding chamber and count them. That's kind of a pain, not gonna lie. But we appear to be missing a fair amount of villagers out of this one. Oh, maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-ish of yous in there. But when I was having issues with golems before, it was because some of those villagers despawned. Right, and that was an issue. So one thing that I could do is I could name them so that they're just permanently there. But I'm not sure if that's going to defeat the purpose of what I'm doing. Not sure. We'll see. We'll see. Let's go back. Let's go back, get some carrots, and we'll see what happens. Ooh, look at these fellas. Fight. You wanna fight? I'll fight. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna fight. I'm gonna run. I was gonna say, please swim faster. Okay, so in relation to that, we need to go this way. And maybe if we come back, everything will be fine. Maybe, I don't know. But long story short, we should have some carrots here. It should be a good idea. Another project that I was going to do is on the bottom of that, in between the floor and the ocean floor, is glass that off and empty it of water and then turn it into kind of like a subterranean thing, you know, where there's going to be crops and all sorts of doodads that we may or may not need. I'm hoping the fact that I've done this trip like 100 times that I remember how to get there. But in the night, it's very hard to tell. I don't know. We're going on an adventure, folks. Okay, yeah, we're going the right way. What are you looking at? That was mercy, folks. That was mercy. In its finest form. Okay, there's Alcatraz. Perfect. So, what I'll do, folks, is kind of give you a rundown on everything that's we've built so far, because I've been kind of focusing on one thing and one thing only, and Geldenquad has been focusing on other things that he's been building, and one of them is this. So I will show you what's up with that just as soon as I find a way to sneak up here. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, we'll just do this. Perfect. Alright. So this is Alcatraz. It is a prison full of people that we have bred specifically for the sale of particular things that we need. So these are villagers that sell things that we want. Right? So he's got smite, you know, bookshelves, emeralds, blah blah blah. What does this one have? I actually haven't looked at this. Unbreaking. Sharpness. So that's handy dandy. They may sell different things to him. Infinity, fortune, fortune. So that's cool. That's cool. I was hoping that there'd be a minecart here, but there does not appear to be one. Oh, there's 2 carts. Oh, here we go. That's better. All right. So essentially what we do is we breed villagers at the end of this track, and once we've bred them and they are what we want them to be, I'll show you the rest. It's easier. This is the end result. We're going backwards through the system here, just because it was closer to where I was. So anyways, this is going to be a lot quicker to get to the castle than roaming around. Alright. So we'll whack that up. We'll put it in here for now. Okay, so I'll give you a rundown. Golem Quad designed and built this, so he's going to take most all of the credit for this, for sure. So this is the Love Chamber, ladies and gentlemen. This is our villager breeder. It's nice and comfy. It's got beautiful feng shui furniture. We've got more beds than anyone could ever want. And these two fellas right here, they make new villagers. The kids' villagers can fall down this hole, whereas the adult ones cannot. So as they are reproduced, they fall down the hole. Okay? That's pretty much all there is up here. So I'll follow the stairs down. Where they come out after they fall down that hole is the water trough down here, where they grow up big and strong. And then we open this door. That's going to be blocked off, but that's the track that we just came down. So then they get stuck in this room. Right? Usually there's a gate here that they can't get through. So at that point in time, Princess here, our zombie, is released into the room with the said reproduced villager to turn them into a zombie. Once they are turned into a zombie, we turn them back into a normal villager. That gives you the ability to purchase things from them at a discounted rate. So once we have our discount seller of villagers, we ship them via minecart. We open that up and put a minecart there, so they hop in it, and they're sent off to Azkaban, or Alcatraz, whatever you want to call it, to be put into a cell there, and that's where we can go and purchase our books or whatever they're selling. Makes sense? Makes sense. So it's quite there's a lot more to it. So this lever right here operates a dispenser, which we have built into the ceiling. So we flick that lever and it starts raining carrots into here, which give them food, which makes them want to chicka chicka boom boom. Right? So this is above that. Okay? This is above the dungeon. So this is that dispenser. We've got hoppers leading all into that dispenser. I'll show you what's up above. Up in here, those are the dispensers with the hopper with the dispensers underneath. This is a carrot farm where we have our very willing participant in this whole endeavor, our Farmer Joe. Actually, I think his name's Food Slave, but it's his choice, I swear. So what we have is a carrot farm, and we have sticky pistons with water behind them. We flick that, the water knocks all the carrots down into the hopper. Pull the lever, the water drains. Mr. Farmer replants it because all of his crops are gone. So he's gonna do that. I left this open. Golem Quad doesn't know this yet, but I like to use carrots for other things. So as the carrots are getting loaded into that, I just come in and I take the carrots. Because we're not breeding villagers right now, we don't really need them. But if I was to leave them the dispenser, they would rain down into there when we pull the lever, and that would trigger the breeding thing. But since I'm doing breeding elsewhere, I just use this as an auto farm right now, to be honest. He plants it for me, I instantly pick it, via water, and that's that. Look at that, 64 and 44. So stack, almost 2 stacks of carrots at the flick of a switch. So good job, fella. Keep up the good work. Okay, so this was the old farm, but since that is considered a village in here due to the breeding, the village in the castle itself wasn't working very well. So you can see the cathedral. This is the original cathedral, which is massive, by the way. Geldenquad has begun to turn this into a cross-like cathedral in shape. So he's making the edges, the wings, I should say. We've got the 2 towers on the front of it. The main part, which took us like 2 weeks to build, he's built that in the last 2 times that we've played. And then he's going to build this on the outside, but it's going to be rounded. So that's going to be a part of it. So that's basically it for that. I'll give you a closer rundown on what that looks like. We got a bit of colored sheep. So this is kind of our livestock area. It's a lot easier to explain this stuff when it's just me instead of doing it in a party. So what I've done is we had a lot of unusable space, you know, here, because Squeals has a house up here, and so does Gelden, and actually so do I. So we'll show you them right quick. So this is Geldenquad's house. I won't go in because he's not here, and it's rude to just break into people's houses. Squeals lives with me, so she can deal with it. She'll hit me, but anyways, yeah. So this is a work in progress. We've got my cat that I gave her, Jerry, and Tom with an H. Yeah, cat, whatever. So anyways, that's her house. And below, this all was unusable. So as we've begun to wall up the castle and raise it up, because the wall used to be down here, that didn't exist up there. And I believe in one of the episodes, I'm hoping that's one of the episodes, because I haven't really gone through my Minecraft episodes on YouTube to see what's actually in there, because I streamed them a long time ago before I started to archive them, unfortunately. So anyways, yeah, that's we started building the dwellings within the walls. Might as well, right? It's free real estate. So we've got them in here, and then we've got our little carrot farm. This is the tower, which is technically my house. So I haven't put. Oh, that shit! That's cool. I didn't see that yet from the texture packs. But anyways, so yeah, we've got lots of cool stuff in here. Lots of floors I haven't done anything with yet. I've been too busy with extracurricular activities. This is our auto smelter, cooker, whatever you want to call it. It can be anything, really. You go upstairs is the main entryway. This is where we keep most of our stuff from the beginning of the game. And yeah, this is how the smelter works. You drop stuff in this chest, which gets fed into the smelters. They distribute it within themselves evenly, and it spits them out into another chest in the bottom after they're done. So yeah, that's that. So this is my house. This is my crib, and yeah, I got pretty shitty stuff, to be honest. We haven't found a lot of diamonds. Haven't spent a lot of time looking for diamonds, to be honest. But I think Zach made a big discovery there the other day. I think he got like 17 more or something like that in one spot, just because of the fortune that he put on his pickaxe. But anyways, you can kind of give an idea of exactly how large this place is just by that. So this is the marketplace down there that we cleaned out because it was conflicting with all the other villages. That's why we're starting to disperse everything for such a distance. This is Snake's house, Cody, and Casey's house, or Buckwild, his house is over here on the outside. There's a little bit of a drawbridge kind of deal going over to that island where his house is at. So yeah, that's more or less it. This was the original temple, our first nether portal, in fact. And you can kind of get an idea of how big this place is by this map. And if you want to, go ahead and take a look at some of the earlier episodes of this that are archived on YouTube, and you'll kind of get an idea of exactly how extensively we have terraformed this area, because this was nothing. This was absolutely nothing. The only thing that was here was a mountain right there. This was all garbage. And there was a floating kind of upside down, it looked like an ice cream cone made of dirt floating in midair, and that's what I built the tower on. And then I started building down, and I ended up, you know, removing the floating aspect of it and just building it down into the ground and using that as part of the castle. And then I was like, well, I might as well start walling it off. And that's how this all happened. I just started walling shit off until it turned into this. Relatively quickly, too, to be honest. We had so much cobblestone from clearing out this area for this that it was easy enough to make the bricks. Especially with that auto smelter that I just showed you. So this is the cathedral. This is the main area. Made all these chairs and stuff like that. Obsidian altar or aisle with magna blocks. This will probably end up moving at some point in time, but not right now. So anyways, yeah, you can see just exactly how big this building is. And then we have this. Not quite completed yet. We just started on that. And it's going to come out probably when it's done, probably at least out to here. And it's going to be rounded. So this is going to be terraformed out a little bit more, I would say. Probably. But we'll see. We'll see. It's kind of a work in progress at the moment. And I've let Gelden, for the most part, frontline that. So he's our main architect in this endeavor. So, anyways, that's that. So there's we'll go into Snake's house. So it's all bedroom. This little main area. He's only played the one time with us here, so helped him mostly with the decorating and stuff like that. Got some bookshelves. It's our quick escape. You can get out of the castle walls and into this house from the outside that way. I was bored, so I thought, heck, let's make lava windows for downstairs. It kind of makes it look hellish. I thought it was badass, to be honest. Just put lava inside of that, and then put some glass in behind it. And yeah, that's more or less it. So hopefully he comes back and we can play some more. As long as he doesn't steal our stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's it. So yeah, this was the marketplace. We had workstations left and right here, and the villagers used these as domiciles. But again, it conflicted with everything, so we had to wipe it all out for now until we got the resources that we needed out of the farms. Also, as a side note, I decided, you know what, heck, we're gonna make an Eye of Sauron on there. So I haven't built the you know, the spires kind of deal as per the Eye of Sauron tower. You know, they were kind of big, long, and pointy, like pincers on an ant or something like that. I haven't built them yet. But I did build the eye out of netherrack, I think, on the outside, which I lit on fire to give it a little bit flamey. I made it 3 thick, and then I put glass on the outside, and then I filled the inside with lava to give it that demonic glow, and obsidian for the slit pupil. So that's kind of what's up with that. All right, so let's go back. Yeah. You haven't replanted that, bro. Should get on that. Time's a ticking. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna sleep just because I want to go in the daylight. And get rid of that. Put that there. Excuse me. Alright, and back we go. So I'll turn around and see if I can give you a better idea of exactly how far this is away. That's behind the cathedral. You can kind of see the Eye of Sauron back there. Right? That's quite a ways. So this was the safest way to store those guys. Oops. Alright, we're ready to go. On the road again. Out this way. It's a ways. It's a ways. But it was kind of the closest temple, I think. There may be one down that way. I don't know. I'm unsure. Geldin found this one, so we used that one, which apparently was a pretty big one. So we used a lot of that material from the inside to make the roof of the cathedral kind of like that, you know, weathered copper look. If you've ever seen an old churches, especially, seem to use copper roofs a lot, and it kind of gave that look, that off green kind of. So that's what we were going for with the bluish roof. So there is, you know, there's a, I'm not sure if we have explored this ship yet. I think that's a ship. I'm just gonna make sure I don't turn myself around here. Is the rest of the ship actually here, or is it just missing? It's hard to tell. Nope, it's just half a ship, and it's been looted. Okay. So Geldin has looted this ship, which is fine. It's fine. I'm hoping at some point in time I'll be able to replicate one of these. Ooh, thank gosh for that water. Good golly, Miss Molly. I would like to, I'm gonna look up some schematics and build one of those. The Black Pearl. Okay, where are we? that this way? It's either this way or that way. I don't know. I feel like it's this way though. I think it's right up here. I say not to get myself turned around and then I do it anyways, so. Actually, I think I'm going the wrong way. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, we're good now. We're good. Top notch. The very best. That was false confidence, not gonna lie. Where the fuck am I? Ah! This is a checkpoint for me. I know that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and that's the checkpoint. So I go from there to there. This. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. I know as long as I'm around that island that's got two pieces of sand sticking out of it, I'm close. I just need to figure out, especially if I get turned around. I always end up getting turned around in that one particular spot. But rest easy, folks. We've found our way back. So this is kind of handy because we can just fall in because it's all water now. Isn't that great? Listen to the screaming of those cats. Isn't that lovely? Let's take a look and see if we've made any iron in the meantime. I mean, we're spawning cats left, right, and center. No golems, though. That's a little bit troubling, not gonna lie. It's a little bit troubling. Just trying to think. So let's do a check here. Okay, so we got this, right? Boom. That's a full block. Okay. So we're gonna do a test here, folks, ladies and gentlemen. I've thought of this, but I need to actually know why I'm going to do this. So we've got a full block here above that. So the water is quite clearly below that block. Right? So that would make this thing functional. I'm starting to wonder if they're not doing it because they are obstructed by water. So what are these? Okay, so we need... Stop it. So we need planks. So what if we put trapdoors? Because I believe trapdoors are considered a full block. Right? Maybe? We're gonna frickin' find out. That's what we're gonna do. Ooh, Jesus, Murphy, that didn't give me nearly enough, did it? Okay, so if we put one of these down. Yes! See, that's what I was wondering, is if this is considered a full block or if it's considered half a block. It is considered a full block. Whoops. A little well here. Alright, come on. Get out. Get out. Get out, please. There we go. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. Is even though this may be underwater, it's technically registering as being above water. So if I put those on top of those, see how the water is no longer on it? Now I'm seeing an issue. I'm seeing an issue already. But I might be able to fix that issue. We'll see. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. We'll break that off. Okay, so what we'll do now is we are going to get up there. We're going to fill them up with carrots. We're going to make sure that we have enough villagers to actually spawn a golem to begin with. Or golem. Nom, nom. Once we are certain of that, and they are indeed spawning, we'll check to see if those trapdoors are needed. Because if they are not, then we're going to take them out, because it is going to affect the water flow. Right? Now, he's got to wander quite a ways to fall back down into here. I would rather not. This is really expensive, but whatever. Okay, so I am going to give you guys 44 carrots. That should be enough to get you in the mood. Don't spend it all in one place. So if they need to breed, they will there. We'll give you 64 carrots. There you go. And now we'll see what happens. If they need more people, they will make more people. They will make sweet, sweet love. Unfortunately, can't see it anymore because I'm stacked too high now. But yeah, that should be a thing. That's about it. That's about all we got to do. So I don't know why they're not spawning now. They were spawning fine before. Right? The cats are spawning. That's the thing that's getting me, is cats are spawning. Why aren't they? Because I'll be upset if I have to make this smaller. I don't know. Oh, I see some loving going on. That's a good sign. What time of day is it anyways? Is it still nighttime? They're not gonna breed properly and at night. They don't do that. They don't do that for some reason. Let's see. Might put that. Just gonna slap this down right lickety split. We'll sleep till the day. We'll see what happens then. You're in the way. Get out of the way. There's enough of you. Nobody wants your shit. Get out of here. Not even using that microphone right now. Just looks nice, okay? I just want to see I just want to see one spawn in here. Yeah, get out of here with your laser. Nobody wants that. Let's see what's going on. See if we can get Gelding Quad in here. I don't know where he's at. I'm surprised he hasn't been on yet, to be honest. He might have had to work very late. It's part of the business, unfortunately. He do stuff. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a cat. We don't want cats. That's upsetting. How are you spawning in here? There's so many. So many torches. Drive me ballistic. This fuckery. I'm about to siphon the water out of this second level and see if that makes a difference. I'm wondering if that's what the difference is. Oh, we got more kids spawning in, so maybe I should hold off on that. Maybe we'll wait. We'll wait a little bit. See what's going on. Because we may have been just short villagers. It's hard to tell. It'll consider itself a village, and the cats will spawn if there's a village. But if there's not enough villagers, then it won't require a golem to spawn. So I think that may be what the issue was. We'll check and see here. Kind of hoping. I mean, it's good to see the cat's getting flushed appropriately, but oh, look at that. That's what it was, folks. That's what it was. Not enough villagers. What I should do is in those pens, I should plant some carrots so they can, since they're all farmers, they can take the carrots and feed themselves and regrow carrots accordingly and just keep feeding themselves, so they're constantly repopulating instead of me manually doing it, because that's annoying as shit. Get out of here. No! Die! No! Oh, got you that time. Get cooked. Get cooked, fam. Okay. I think that's what our next project's gonna be, folks. Is we are going to turn each of those little breeding things into its own farm. Oh, I just can't bear to watch. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I love cats. Cat steaks, cat hamburger. I'm just kidding. Actually, I do genuinely love cats. But I do realize this is a video game. And these are not real cats. I have reached that level of maturity that I'm like, bow and arrowing a cat in Minecraft is not the same as bow and arrowing my neighbor's cat. Besides, my neighbor's cat comes over all the time to my house, and almost every morning when I leave for work to go to the funeral home, he's there and he escorts me to my car, makes sure I get there safe. And once I'm in my car, he wanders back to their house, and when I come home, he gets to the driveway and he meets me and he escorts me into my house. And once in a while, because he's mostly an outdoor cat, but he can go in their house or my house whenever he wants, but he likes to be outside, so once in a while he comes in and checks the place out, gets a couple cuddles, and hangs out with us for a while, and then he's like, okay, time for me to leave, as cats do, because cats, you know, do cat things whenever cats want to do those things. That's just the premise of being a cat, I guess. So I need to make the floor, I need to change the floor in that to dirt. So I'm going to make the outside ring all dirt. And then fuck. I need to make water ones though. This is going to make this difficult. It's going to make this difficult. I need to think about this. We had an iron golem spawn, so I mean it ain't broke. It's just not functioning 100%. So, I'm trying to think. My guess, and as you can see, folks, I had two ideas in mind when I built this thing. Was the original design that I found on YouTube from a fella that had copied it from another fella that probably copied it from another fella. This was the main design. I decided to put on a second story because they were never spawning in this thing. And then I saw another design where they put the villagers in the center of the whole thing. And I've never tried it yet because I'm like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I'm starting to wonder if maybe that'd be a good idea. I don't know. Should be able to put water over top of those. Water should go over top of those. I guess it would if it was 2 blocks high. But that's the thing, it's not. Not 2 blocks higher. If I'd made this 1 block higher, then that would have been a thing. Alright, anyways. Back to the other thing that I was going to try to accomplish. Is this entire floor. Oh, look at that. See, I turn my back and here he is. What I'm gonna do is I am going to this 1 block more this way. I'm going to make this breeding chamber just a little bit bigger. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to put a farm in here. Just for cosmetics sake, I'm gonna set that up too. We'll do the same for the other one. This will bring them closer to this. I don't want to build them out, I want to build them in, if anything. And that should do it. That should do it. That way these two will be able to feed themselves. If we lose villagers, they'll be able to rebreed them just as fast by planting carrots. So in the center, what I want to do is I want a water block in the center, and then I want 2 dirt blocks on either side. So let's get in here pretty quick. Let's find out what's underneath this. I don't have any dirt. So I can make these ones too. So we can have 2, 4. We can have 5 carrot patches in here. Okay, that's good. So I need 10 carrots in total to do both of these. And if I have 10 carrots, then I can have 5 carrots each, and then they can plant them and sow them as required. So it'll actually be a functioning village. Oh, we've started to grow salmon in here. This thing is getting more exotic as time goes on. Alright. Party time. So let's do that. Let's, well, that's all the dirt I got. It'll do. Let's get a bucket of water. I don't have a hoe here with me. That's fine. I can make one. I need to go back for carrots anyways, probably. I'll take that. Okay. So with this, is it this one? Is this be the middle? Yeah, that'll be the middle. So we'll do this. Perfect, so we have our water block. This will be our water block. Oops, what's that? What's a wall block? This one. Slap one in there just because I want to get back up there before I start this, because it's a little bit more confusing from down here. Come on, thank you. There's one dirt. Put another dirt one here. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Another one here. Like that. Right? Right. So we've got that. This is our little farm right here. So we can take out this divider, because I don't need to keep them divided any longer. Now what we do need is carrots. Now, if they would be so kind as to throw some carrots out there, maybe the recipient of such carrots. That would be handy. But I don't think they're gonna be so kind. Oh yeah, you tried there, fella. I don't think so. Yeah, so we'll do that. This is all prototype. I don't know if this is necessary. I don't know if this is the thing. But we've had issues with despawning and not repopulating itself. So if we make each of them have their own food sources, then there's nothing stopping them from getting jiggy with it. And the kids running down into there, which is the whole purpose, and then growing up to be farmers down in the pit. That's what we want. I don't have any carrots. Yay, caught a fish. Okay. No carrots. Means I gotta go all the way back to get carrots. I didn't want to, but... so what we are gonna do in the meantime... I'm just gonna come back here and check. So we've got 24 iron. It's a big 2-4 iron. Which is fine. I just wanted to have a number, that way when I come back I know exactly how much, or not at all, iron we have accumulated. So we'll see what happens. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh, I can't rest. There's monsters nearby. Don't be silly. Spin her around this way, and away we go, back to the castle. So our hopes are, for ease of transport to this place, is we're going to probably build a nether portal in there. So it'll be a quick jaunt in the nether to get here. You'll probably see the portals from the castle to here within eyesight. Just build a quick tunnel there. But also what we want to do is build a railway system underwater to this place. So kind of, you know, follow the natural. That's part of the reason we're doing an iron farm to begin with, is because we want to branch out. And if we had the castle as the main hub of all of these places that we want to go and visit, because we found quite a few places a fair distance away. And for ease of access, if you could just hop in a minecart and be like, okay, I'm going to go to the other side of the world right now, and just hop in it and fly there, that'd be mint, as far as I'm concerned. So that's what we're going to do. But just getting this working seems to be the biggest issue so far. Reliably working, I should say. I mean, we've got plenty of free iron out of it. Like, there's a fair amount. But I want more. I just want more, that's all. So again, folks, ladies and gents, if you are watching this on the PlayStation Network, thank you so much for stopping in. And if you would be so kind as to check out the Twitch channel as well, you'll get a lot more notifications for live streams there. If you're watching on Twitch, please feel free to check out my YouTube channel, which is the same name, now the Demi Surgeon. It's spaces in between that. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to start to do a few live streams on YouTube as well. So I kind of don't want to lose, you know, my Twitch reliables, because, you know, there's quite a few of you that have been, you know, there almost every single stream that I've done, and for that I'm eternally grateful. But I do want to try doing some on the YouTube platform as well, just try to see what the difference is. I did one and it turned out phenomenal. We had a great deal of support for that, so I do want to try that. But again, yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching as well, and feel free to subscribe if you like what you see. We play a few different games. And I'm always looking for new content and people to collaborate with. I'm hoping to branch off. I'm mostly a live streamer, but I'm hoping to branch off a bit in terms of content not necessarily being live streams and gaming. Especially since I have I have an interesting job, for one. It's something I like to share with folks, as politically correct as I can, obviously. But I try to keep it, respectable, obviously. Because what I do for a job is, it's different, for one. There's not many people that can call themselves an embalmer or film director and stuff like that. Two, it's kind of like a secret society, for one, which I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, I do understand there's some parts of there's certain aspects of the job that, A, people wouldn't be interested in. Two, if they were, it's hard to describe that stuff and be sensitive at the same time. Just in terms of, you really got to be comfortable. It takes a certain person to do or to understand what we do, especially behind closed doors, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There's no real easy way to say it, but there's certain aspects of the job that are both difficult and challenging emotionally and physically, and it does take a special person to do it. Not saying that I'm special in any way, shape, or form, but it is an emotionally taxing job, physically as well. So I do thoroughly enjoy answering questions. I do try to keep it as anonymous as possible in terms of stories and stuff like that, just out of sake of respect, obviously, for the deceased and their families and loved ones. But again, there's also many stories and lessons to be learned from the misfortunes of others, because I have learned that, and I'm sure a wise man once said, those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. So, there's the obvious ones, like wear your seatbelt, because if you're in a car crash, you're gonna get hurt, and that's if you're lucky. Or wear a helmet on your all-terrain vehicle, because you may lose a head if you don't. Like, there's this common stuff, right? Obviously. Love you too, Bradley. Haven't seen you in ages. Glad to have you around. How you been making out anyways? You're I don't know how long I've been streaming, but you're the first person to drop in today, and you've made my night. Oh geez, I got way too many carrots. So many carrots. Busy, busy, busy. Well, that's, tis the season, isn't it? Busy at work, busy at home. I suppose you're gonna have quite the special Christmas this year, aren't you? Oh, fucking trees. Can't push yourself through the leaves. Get out of here. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Ow. I don't wanna break the seal, so to speak. So we'll just leave that be. Little one is all over the place now. Gotta keep an eye on her non-stop. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. It's crazy how kids go from like that crawling, like ka-thud, 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 to it's no time at all, and all of a sudden they're like flying around. Anything above, you know, knee level needs to be tied down with ratchet straps. And then there's stairs. God, do kids ever love stairs for some reason? Like, get out of there. You don't need those stairs. Stay away from them. I mean, it's lucky enough if you're in like an apartment or something, or a flat, or a single story house or anything like that. But when you've got an old farmhouse style like I do, which has really steep stairs, they seem to just love the stairs. I remember when my son was just an infant, toddler, he would crawl and crawl and crawl, and I'd let him crawl around. There was nothing, pretty much baby-proofed everything from the shoulders down of my height, and you would hear him thud 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 going around the floor, and then it'd go quiet for a second. You'd space out or whatever. I mean, you can't watch a kid 24/7, right? And then all of a sudden I'd hear the thud 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 of him crawling above my head, and he'd be going up into his bedroom. I'm like, dear God, that kid just climbed a flight of stairs. What's that? That looks important. Let's go there. They grow up fast. I miss the young baby age for sure. But I mean, my son's in school now. He's in elementary school, which is a hard enough pill to swallow. Reading and writing and running around and driving four-wheelers and all this kind of stuff. See you later, man. See you later. It's good. Thanks for stopping in. Alright, let's check our iron time and see how that's going. 24. What are we doing? Mother liquor! Fine. Didn't want any more of you to stop in. God. Excuse me. Oh, there's one. So I apparently just have to be in the geographical area. Maybe what I'll do is I think I may just build an AFK fish farm here. And we'll see what happens. Oops. There. Now they should keep that planted all by themselves. Right? That will keep them breeding at a potentially good pace. Oh, what are you doing, bro? Stop it. Knock it off. Leave that alone. Okay. Let them carrots grow, bro. I gotta wait for that that dirt to turn proper. It's the biggest thing. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. Here, we'll just help that cat out there. He was a little stuck. That's all, we just need to sort him out. There, we sorted that one out too. Perfect, the cats are doing great. So this should work. So even if those folks are dying off or doing whatever they're doing, these guys are growing carrots. They're farming, they're feeding each other, and they will breed accordingly. So we're going to do the same thing to the other side, and hopefully that rectifies this. Oh, they're disappearing, and I've got to keep feeding these friggin' people. I'm hoping that's the case. I hope. Alright. Perfect. It's all perfectly seated. That's awesome. Alright, that's what I wanted to see. So let's go over here. Build this up. We're gonna build. Come on, do that. Like that, that. Like that. Something like this, maybe kind of, sorta. We'll wall this in. Perfect. Alright. So now that we've got that, it's gonna hurt. Fight me. So we've got that. We're gonna build that. One of those there. Oops. One of those there. So that's gonna be our water. Easy, easy. So we need 1, 2. Ugh, stop moving. 1, 2, 3. Need 3 more dirts. Okay, so since that fire is not in there still, I cannot afford to go down the hole. Alright, let's go find some dirt. No, don't laser me. I want to be lasered. I'm gonna sleep through the night. Just to be easier to maneuver around. There's some dirt. That's what we're looking for. Swipe a couple blocks of this tasty dirt. Give me that sweet dirt. 2, 3. We'll take it all right here on this top level just because you never know when we might need some more. We might get more rambunctious with our designs here. I didn't want to. Well, I'm kind of glad that this turn of events has occurred because I don't like to copy and paste other people's ideas. It's a good template. It's definitely not functioning properly for us. So it is nice to have to alter it because it kind of gives me the enjoyment of making it my own. Alright. Alright, alright. Get out of here, laser fish. frig, I hate them laser fish. Easy. Wait, there we go. So now we're gonna climb to the top. Tippy top. Oh shit, no, I did forget. Ooh, easy, buddy. If I do that, then I could just jump right out. I played this game before. I know your devilish tricks. You demons. I don't know why that cat hasn't drowned yet, but whatever. Just need a bucket of water real quick. Boop. Good thing the ocean's got lots. Boop. Running all the way around. What do you think I'm made out of? Energy? Heck no. Take this level out first, that way they can jump. Take that. Okay, that's not. It's not exactly the desired effect, but. There we go. There, now you guys can farm the land. So yeah, knock it off, you know? Here we go! See how this is. You heckers. There. Smart enough. Yeah, he planted that himself, so we're off to a good start. This should do it. Get rid of the stuck ones here. Yeah, there we go. He's just respawning. That's all. That's all he's doing. He's just respawning. Easy peasy. Yeah, you get back in the water there, fella. There we go. That should do it. That should do it. Alright. Well, I guess there's nothing to do at this point other than wait. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we are going to cut off the stream here, unfortunately. Maybe we'll be on a little bit later, wait for Geldon. I know Squeals wanted to co-stream with me tonight, so maybe we'll throw a stream on with her after this episode. So if you're watching this one after the fact, if you watch the next episode, either on YouTube or Twitch, you will have the opportunity to meet Squeals live and in person, and hopefully Geldon Quad will be able to join us as well. So thank you so much everyone for watching. If you like what you've seen, or if you don't like what you've seen, feel free to let me know that in the comments. If you did, however, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, follow, do all of the above to both my YouTube and Twitch channels. And hopefully we'll see you next time.